In this video, I'm going to fix Pepsi's website. I will take it from this to this, starting with the menu. Okay, Pepsi, let's fix your product menu. But first, get this trash out of here. And back to the menu. This animation is too long, but we'll get to that after. Let's take a quick poke around. It appears this menu goes to nothing. Also, there are no buttons to go sideways on this menu, and scrolling doesn't work either. Looks like we need a border here as well. Let's begin cleaning this up by removing these swipe menus and put all the cans into one grid. Plus, we'll categorize them. And let's not forget this little border here. It looks a little generic now, so let's add a splash of color to the category titles. Oh, and I promised a faster animation. Now let's tackle this last menu. This links to a section on the home page, and this one can be found in the footer. I say we remove this menu and add a little tracker that shows how close you are to your nearest Pepsi. Alright, with the menu done, let's move on to the main content, starting with the promotion screen. I don't like how light this background is. It makes the text too hard to read and also blends in with the nav bar too much. Let's darken that up a bit. I'm also not a fan of the height of the promotion. It's too long and will struggle to fit on many mobile devices. Let's swap out this bottom picture with a new picture I found and put it off to the right here. Now let's just move this text over here to the left, and that should do it. Let's also move the bottle down a little bit so it naturally leads your eye to the next section, which is Zero Sugar Pepsi. This is what was previously linked to from the hamburger menu. It looks like a little promotion for this new product. Let's check it out. Okay, well, an easy place to start is to get rid of these videos. Let's also shrink up the text and increase the padding a little bit. And we should probably put the action in the call to action. And one other thing that I would like to do is have this can overlap similar to the Pepsi bottle above. Let's see if we can find a full can image to swap out with this one. There we go. And a little editing. Perfect. Alright, moving on to the next section. This looks like another recently introduced product. One thing I haven't mentioned about this site until now is that all these titles are actually images, which is horrible for accessibility and load times, but also it makes it difficult for me to adjust the padding, which I will not. That being said, let's move the actual text down a bit, shrink these images so that it fits, and make the text a bit smaller. Let's also add a bit of padding between the text and the button so that they're not too cramped. And moving on, it looks like we have a little recipe section. But these cards are not clickable, and this section adds little to no value. I'm just going to get rid of it. Which brings us to yet again another new product. Seems like they're introducing a lot of these. Let's start by lightening up the background to match the menu. And let's bring this text up a bit. While we're at it, might as well pull the mango up to continue that theme of images flowing to the next section. And it looks like we need to add the action again, so that takes care of that. Literally nobody's coming to this website for an ad. Why is it here? Okay, the last main content here looks like a screenshot of an ad with regular Pepsi products below. This seems a bit repetitive. Let's remove this Pepsi can image and bring these ones up. And let's add a little spacing here for the title, change the font to match the rest of the page, and make it a bit smaller so it doesn't detract from the main title. If everything's big, nothing's big. Let's add a little drop shadow to the text to make it pop a little bit, and make the link actually open the menu. Then we'll remove this extra spacing and that should be good to go. The last part before we get to the footer is this little social media section. The text is a different font and way too cramped. I don't understand why the images don't extend to the side, and it's hard to see the social media icons because the images are too bright. So let's add some spacing to the text and change the font to match the rest of the page. We will full screen these images and darken them a bit to make the icons pop. Let's make them a bit bigger to be even more obvious. Okay, looks good. And the footer. There isn't a lot of links, so I'm fine with the centering they got going on here. It's just, I'd prefer we categorize them. How about contact, product, and additional? And maybe we add newsletter from down here. Alright, I see no need for this white bar down here, or the Pepsi logo while I'm at it. We already have one in the menu. Let's take these social media icons and spread them evenly. Oh, and don't forget TikTok like they did. The last thing I'll do is add a little return to top button for users to navigate back. Overall, I would give this site a 57 out of 100. There was not a consistent design language, the titles were comprised of images, the menu was broken, links didn't work, and well, I already showed you most of the issues I had with the site. What would you rate it?